And hello and welcome to O'Leary. This is what we've all been waiting for. It's the championship game of the 2023 U15 AAA Atlantic Hockey Championships. On your left in the white jerseys, the Gulls of Nova Scotia, the powerhouses, the tournament favorites, and they come into this game with just 3 losses all season long between the regular season and the playoffs. The third of those 3 losses came yesterday in the final round-robin game of their tournament, coming at the hands of the team to the right across from them in the navy jerseys, the Eastern Express, the PEI champions. Got here thanks to a 3-1 series victory over the host team, Prince County Warriors, in the provincial final. Had a 2-2 record through the round-robin portion of the tournament, but it was just enough to squeeze into this championship final of the Atlantic tournament here on this April 2nd at the tail end of the season, the very last game of the season, I'm sure, for many players in their Bantam hockey, their U15 hockey careers rather. It's a big one, and yesterday Eastern taking that win over this Gulls team in the very last game of the round robin, and arguably the best matchup we saw all tournament long. That was a 5-4 high scoring affair between two teams that know how to fill the net like nobody's business. Started off looking like the Gulls were going to do what they did in past games, which is absolutely thump the teams they were playing against. They've done that a couple times here in O'Leary, beating the St. John's Hitmen 5-0 in their opening game, thumping the other PEI team, the Warriors, 11-2 in their second round-robin matchup, and then the Fredericton Blues yesterday morning, 7-2, I believe. But they couldn't do that against Eastern, as the Express gave them the business and held on to that win. It was a must-win game for Eastern. They wouldn't have been here had they not beat the Gulls in regulation, but they did exactly that, leapfrogging the Prince County Warriors, and now here they are with the Atlantic Gold Medal on the line between the Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island champions here at the Cavendish Farms Arena in O'Leary.
Welcome to the O'Leary Cavendish Farms Arena and the Gold Medal game of the 2023 U15 Atlantic Hockey Championship, brought to you by Summerside Chrysler Dodge, featuring the visiting team from Prince Edward Island, the Eastern Express. And the home team, representing Hockey Nova Scotia, the Gulls. Today's starting lineups are brought to you by the PEI Bag Company. First, the visiting Eastern Express. In goal, number 31, Zach Clayton. On defense, number 5, Jackson Tyler. On defense, number 4, Dalton Gaps. At forward, number 12, Rowan Walsh. At forward, number 15, Declan McLaughlin. And at forward, number 9, Jake Kelly. And now the Gulls. In goal, number 1, Chandler Dell. On defense, number 14, Dylan Poplinski. On defense, number 21, Jordan Gregory. At forward, number 9, Danny Walter. At forward, number 17, Ethan Sonia. And at forward, number 12, Aaron Chip. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask you to please rise if you're able to. Remove your hats and caps for today's playing of our national anthem.
And this is what it all comes down to here. Great crowds for both teams here at the O'Leary Cavendish Farms Arena today. Pretty close, rivaling the Prince County crowd here this morning at the bronze medal game, which is also pretty good. But looks like everybody who can make the trip up to West Prince PEI today did their very best to do so, especially on the eastern side, driving across the island here very early this morning for the noon puck drop just moments away. Let's meet our starting goalies. Over to the left in the Gulls net, Chandler Bell is at a .961 save percentage through 2 games, had a shutout over the St. John's Hitmen in game 1 and beat Fredericton as well yesterday in that 7-2 win. Bell has been the starter all year for the Gulls, and this will be the biggest game of the year for him. And the other goal is Zach Clinton. It's been a bit of a rougher tournament for him, up and down, 353 goals against average and a 794 save percentage as well. And but he does have the advantage of rest. He was there Friday night where he lost to the Prince County Warriors. Yesterday they had Cale Campbell in that, or no, that was the Gulls goal. Yesterday is Jace McPherson who beat the Gulls yesterday. But they're going to ride with Clinton today as we're underway in the gold medal game for all the marbles and sticks here in O'Leary. Up the ice, there's Tristan Turner. Turner has 5 goals in this tournament for the Gulls, second only behind his teammate and often line mate Aaron Chip. Chip, the star forward here on this Gulls team, the tournament MVP and the top scorer through 4 round robin games. He has 6 goals and 14 points in just 4 games. He is filling that net like nobody's business. As here comes Daniel Walters. Walters is back in the lineup for the first time since Friday. He missed yesterday's 2 games out sick, including that Eastern Express loss. So this is Eastern's first taste of one of the Gulls' top forwards. He's on that line with Aaron Chip and Ethan Saunier here to start off this gold medal game. Walters will scoop that up right around the center ice dot near the spectators' end of the arena as it's shot down at the end of a shift by Brody Malloy. Malloy had the game-winning goal yesterday in that 5-4 Eastern win. He scored twice. His first 2 of the tournament here, has been one of Eastern's leading scorers all season long, but it finally seems that he's finding his comfort zone here in O'Leary, and it couldn't have come at a better time for the Express forward. Caught down deep in his zone, Spencer Power, that left winger for the Gulls, down into the corner, trying to wiggle on out there is Nate Roberts and moves it up to Power. Power will gain the zone on the far side wall, stepping around an Express defenseman there all the way around for a lap was Power, and is picked off by Colin Proud and flicked in by his teammate Carson Murnahan, that Eastern captain. Proud will follow the puck in as his teammates change giving Roberts a hard time. Giving away there, the shot in close from Brothers. First big save of the hockey game for Chandler Bell in the Gulls net, and a big one at that, as Brothers didn't have much between him and the Gulls goal. Now back the other way, Connor Morrison on that checking line with Brothers. Also up high, Ryan Doyle wearing number 21 in the Express uniform. Doyle leads the team in scoring through 4 games. He has 1 goal and 6 assists for 7 points through the round robin portion of this Atlantic Championships. Morrison had that turned over, a feisty play there by Fleming, forcing it up to Walters. Walters is for sure to have a little bit of extra energy today with that day off. Now working out of the corner, finds Jordan Gregoire across ice for Dylan Poplinski back on that Gulls blue line. Walters in front, Ewan McDonald. He has a couple this tournament, and he was sniffing around the goal there, but it was blocked in front by an Express defender. Back out the other way, another star of this Eastern Express team during the tournament. That's Declan McLaughlin. He has 4 goals and 6 points through 4 round robin games. There is no regular season in a short tournament like this. Just 4, or if you're lucky like the Express and the Gulls, 5 games in the tournament to decide everything. Up the wall, pass intended for Evan Liver as Rowan Walsh dodges a check, and it was picked off in front, where Jacob Hartland will go for a skate. Hartland buried one yesterday, the first goal of that Express game, and tried to pull out the toe drag on the defender, but great stuff there by Ashton Campbell. Campbell's been back and forth for the Express all weekend long, has played some at center, but will start this gold medal game on defense alongside his partner Nathan Clinton back there on the Eastern Express blue line. Lots of back and forth here in the first 4.5 minutes of this championship game. 15:45 on the clock, and no one has scored yet, which may seem a little odd because these teams score a ton, both of them, especially the Gulls from Upper Tantallon, Nova Scotia. Chip cuts in on the backhand, challenging Clinton, and Zach Clinton had to be on his game there as the puck fluttered by Gregoire. He couldn't handle that, and it is down the ice for an icing call against the Eastern Express 15 seconds after that last whistle. They'll try again, not a ton of shots so far, but given how much they score, there actually weren't any goals in that third period yesterday. That final score of 5-4 Eastern was the score after 40 minutes of play. It was a high-scoring second period in particular. Both of those periods were high-scoring, first and second, I should say. So you know each of these teams has shutdown abilities, which is why they're so well suited for one another in this final. And Daniel Walters' shot, his first real good chance of this game, goes in and scares a few of the folks up there in the heated section above the north end net here at the Cavendish Farms Arena, where Zach Clinton will play here in the first period. Walters taking that draw, the centerman, but he lost it to Doyle of Eastern. Now in behind the net, there's Jackson Batchelder. He has a pair of assists in this tournament from the Eastern blue line. Dalton Gass, his partner, also has a goal. Gass, number 14, chasing Hartland down into the corner. Jacob Hartland forks it out front for Chip on that line there with Walters. When these three are together, they are terrifying. That top line for most of the season with the Gulls. Now worked on out to the line just about to Brody Malloy, who'll throw it to the open ice for Dalton Gass. He'll gain the left side blue line, but driving to the net was Malloy, eager for some more goals against the Gulls, but he was ahead of the play and offside at 14:34 of the first period. Draw will come on outside in front of the Gulls cheering section here at the Cavendish Farms Arena. Face-off won by the Express, played over to Thomas McPhee. Breaking in is Colin Proud, accompanied closely off the flank by Murnahan, and so is McPhee coming in with a burst of lightning speed. He is a very quick player, not the biggest player on the ice, but he makes up for that big time with his speed and smarts. As Spencer Power dodges a check in tight, what a shoulder save by Zach Clinton, angling that perfectly, as that is cleared out of play afterward by the Eastern Express. Off the wooden part of the boards there, right above that glass section to the right of the Eastern Express bench, you can see a white stripe above the glass. That is out of play here at the O'Leary rink. short glass here as Donovan J walks in. The shot is kicked aside by Clinton. Lots of pressure here early from the Gulls, but swinging up with it is Thomas McPhee. He'll be cornered by Jay, though. He has to stop up for a second as Murnahan cuts in on the other side, pushing around the defenseman Roberts, and swooping in to move that out on the counter was Isaac Amaro, who takes a hit from Declan McLaughlin. Power goes down there. Now a 2-on-2 scrum breaks out right in front of the scorekeeper's bench as Jacob Hartland tried to swoop in right off the bench to make something happen for the Gulls afterward. But Eastern will head down the other way and send it down for an icing. At this time, I'd like to thank our sponsors here at the 2023 U15 Atlantic Hockey Championships, namely Summerside Chrysler Dodge, a sponsor of yet another great championship here in O'Leary. So thank you for your support as the Gulls push it toward the net there. Right off the draw, and that takes a tip. Clinton had to be agile there, sticking out that last pad off the Turner tip, and they'll go right back to another face-off in favor of the Gulls on the offense. Clinton's had to be sharp here with a few early saves. I believe that was his fourth stop of the afternoon here in O'Leary. And this is how quick the Gulls can really get into this game. Turner out there with his teammate there, Liver, that shot was tipped and knocked down. Evan Liver, wearing number 20 for the Gulls. He's second on the team in scoring during this tournament with 9 points in 4 games, including 7 assists. Back the other way, here comes Hartland of the Gulls. He's joined by Turner. Hartland pushing through and tried to jump on over Batchelder's skate, but by that time the puck was lost. Liver in to help him as Tristan Turner heads to the corner. Turner around the net, contending with Batchelder one-on-one. Turner slips away as Samir Nadelcade directs that toward the net. Over to Kelly, trying to spring McLaughlin, but he was under pressure there from Logan Foote, who will throw that into the corner as both teams complete changes. Jumping on the ice is Walters, who takes a hit from 2 separate Express players, and Murnahan will steal the puck from him. Murnahan will go for a rush of his own. He's right up the middle of the ice and will enter the zone that way. Murnahan on the one hand was held there by Nadelcade, but gets away without a penalty. Samir Nadelcade gets the clearance attempt going, and with the bouncing puck gets it across the blue line. On that pairing there with Logan Foote, Samir Nadelcade will set up in behind the net and hits Ethan Saunier, who in turn finds Chip up the other side with a burst of speed. Chip is in alone, the shot, and fans on it. Batchelder got the stick in under the tournament MVP just in the nick of time, because we know how deadly that shot has been for number 12 for the Gulls all weekend long. Chip is now stuck in behind the net on that line with Walters and Saunier here this shift. Donovan J, the defenseman of the Gulls, way in down there on the pinch. Backs up. Now to Saunier, way up high near the point area, and that's padded aside easily by Clinton in net. Gone out across the line at the end of a long shift for Connor Brothers, and all the Express forwards will change up. Down in the corner, that's kicked away by Nate Roberts. Roberts fights it to center ice, but that's as far as he gets as Ryan Doyle shuts him down. The Express starting up out the other way, but an immense forecheck here from Ewan McDonald and fresh-legged Gulls forwards. Throwing back in deep cleanly to Jordan Gregoire. Gregoire finds Fleming, caught a little awkwardly on his offhand wing. Bounced over to Campbell, who gets that out of danger in the nick of time. And that is shot the length of the ice, but Chandler Bell will touch that puck up, so there's no icing call there. 10:26 of the period, approaching the midway point of the first frame. We're still scoreless in this gold medal game between the Eastern Express and the Gulls. It's been fast action, back and forth. The play is flowing. This is everything you want as a hockey fan right here. As taking a massive check into the boards as Turner, a huge hit there from the defenseman Ashton Campbell of the Express. Thrown on net now by Turner, getting up quickly for the scoring chance. And driving in the net there was Fleming, but he'll be shoved aside as the face-off will go to Clinton's right at the 10-minute mark of this first period. Walsh lining up for that draw, one of these top lines for the Express. He's going to play on the line today with Declan McLaughlin, and in the back there wearing number 9, Jake Kelly, going up against Tristan Turner. The Gulls don't really have a set line. You'll see a lot of these players rotate with that odd player or two in. Out there is Evan Liver alongside Hartland for the Gulls. And it has sent the length of the ice so the Gulls get a face-off all the way back down where they just were. Good crowds here coming up for both teams. It's about a 3.5-hour drive, close to 4 hours from Upper Tantallon to get here to Western PEI and O'Leary, and it's closer to 1.5 to 2 hours if you're coming from Eastern PEI. That's a pretty spread out team there, the Express, starting in the Stratford-Pownal area and covering the whole east end of the island up to the Montague and Surrey areas. Pretty spread out area, so a good collection of talent as we've seen here from the Eastern Express all weekend long as they go up against the team to beat here from Nova Scotia, the Gulls. A very, very talented group, but the Express have done it before. They did it less than 24 hours ago. If they do it again here, they can call themselves gold medal champions, as starting this breakout is the Express defense. Walsh flips it on over to Batchelder, going in with a burst of speed, who fires a shot wide though, however. Dalton Gass trying to hold that line, met viciously with resistance from Hartland. Now going up with his defenseman, Jordan Gregoire, fights off a back checker. Gregoire jumps around the shot, hit the post with the shot! Oh, a great opportunity for Gregoire, who is inches from opening the scoring here in the gold medal game. Walters goes after that puck and works the puck back for his Gulls teammates. That's tipped on net, actually just wide by Aaron Chip, and Gass will take it out the other way on the counter for Eastern. The Express dump in will be met by Gass, the first man there. The defenseman also had his teammate Connor Morrison down with them, wearing number 43 in the Navy jerseys. Now up the boards, Isaac Amaro struggles to get that up and away as Dylan Poplinski flips it back toward Amaro, where he'll try again right down to the goal line and finds his winger Chip opposite ways. Chip going in 1-on-3. If there's one player in this tournament who could do that and succeed, it's Chip, and he's done it before. Lays a hit before going off the ice. It's 1-on-1. Walsh cuts in the backhand, and he is denied by Bell. Walsh scored yesterday against the same team, but a different goaltender, Cale Campbell, and now Chandler Bell is feeling him out in net and has made the save on the Express centerman. Thomas McPhee chips it down in low, where Bell, the right hand catching goaltender, the only I believe in this tournament, moved it to the side. Stepping on the ice is Clinton, down low off a skate in front. That wasn't far off from Bell's goal crease. McPhee slips it through the legs of a defender over to Colin Proud. Down in the corner where Walsh and Jay will battle for it. Taken by Hanson. Clinton in tight. The shot up high is grabbed, and a big save by Chandler Bell, and Clinton is taken down behind the play on that one. And it's going to be a penalty against the Gulls here at the 7:05 mark of the first period. And the Eastern Express will have their first look on the power play this afternoon. Maybe off to Chandler Bell's left. They've been toying around with power play units here on Eastern. Taking the straw here will be Ryan Doyle. Off to his left, Kane Safaris, and the winger on the other side, Brody Malloy. Another forward, Declan McLaughlin, back at the point with Colin Proud rounding out that power play unit. And Proud has the puck now at the top of the high slot. Cross ice from McLaughlin over to Doyle along the umbrella early on here for Eastern. Down toward the top of the circle is McLaughlin. Now to Proud around the same area, and he fans on the first shot and panics a little bit there as the Gulls force it out to the line. Here comes the rush from Ethan Saunier. He's got speed and tries to get the shot around. The rebound! Oh, he had an open net. A great opportunity for Sam Fleming. How did he miss that? And so close to striking for the first time this game was Fleming. And behind the play, Fleming gets caught up with an Express player, and he's slamming the stick on the ice and looking skyward. He definitely wants that one back, but so close for the Gulls here on that 2-on-1 rush here on the penalty kill. If there's any consolation, that did kill off 42 seconds of the Eastern Express power play, and they'll have to reset again here. That play was offside, I believe, so the face-off will hit on out in front of the Gulls bench, and that is cleared off immediately off the face-off win by the defenseman, and that took a funny bounce there as Clinton came out of the net to play it. He's aggressive when he gets out of the net. It's a goalie who likes to handle the puck, but sometimes you take some risks with that, and it took a weird one there as Walsh enters the zone for Eastern. McPhee leaves it over to Clinton now, down low to Hansen over the far side where Carson Murnahan tried to make a play with it. McPhee was skating toward the slot area, but it was off a killer stick. Aaron Chipp and Daniel Walters out there as the forwards on the Gulls penalty kill, as there's only 35 seconds remaining on this Eastern Express power play. Now back down the other way, Aaron Chips in one-on-one, but Thomas McPhee with a smart stick moved it out of harm's way. Walters in there in the battle with Walsh, and now Hansen is knocked over by the larger Walters and work back down the other way as the Express finish some changes. Only 10 seconds left on this initial power play. Here's a chance though for Malloy, and that's off a skate and wide. Now down the other way, trying to get out of that zone was Liver, but now we return to 5-on-5 as Spencer Power jumps on out of the box, and Proud will shoot it into the corner. Played back by the goaltender Bell, swinging around the net to get that one out. Hartland looking for the stretch pass going up the ice was Liver, but that was off a pair of shin pads from the Express, and we'll get a whistle here at 4:47 of the first period in this gold medal game. Still no score here in O'Leary. We've seen some chances back and forth. The biggest one so far had to be that shot for Sam Fleming, on the 2-on-1 as the penalty killer. But he just missed the net there, so close to the first one, but still scoreless. Logan Foote, the Gulls defenseman back there, the high-scoring Gulls defenseman all year long in that top 5 for the team in points. Now out front to Brody Malloy, steps around, and he'll shoot it, and he's stopped by Bell. As mentioned, Malloy has been the man when it came to scoring for the Express all season long. He had 54 points in 28 games, including 26 goals, almost a goal per game pace, which is not easy to do. He couldn't score in any of his 5 PEI playoffs appearances, missing a couple of games there, but he has 2 of this tournament, so I think he'll be all right. 4:22 on the clock as Foote shoves it up to Hartland. These big players for the Gulls getting lots of ice time here, including Turner, the captain wearing number 10 in the white threads. Tristan Turner goes 1-on-2 there. Very big, strong centerman for this Gulls team, and he has shown it this weekend. Gregoire kept it in for only half a second. He'll have to drop back to pursue that puck. Throws it cross ice to Poplinski. Cross ice back again to Hartland, right around where Gregoire started with the breakout, but now he'll be back where he started again 15 seconds ago. Heavy pressure there from Morrison of the Express, and that'll force a turnover in the neutral zone. The Express will try to do the same thing coming back out of their zone as the flow is getting interrupted just a little bit in the middle of the ice. Hartland forced a turnover right at the Express blue line, but had to step out with it as the play went a little wild on him. Tried to flip it up in the air. I think he fanned on that, and his teammate Liver will take a hit from Murnahan, the Express captain. Now he's in pursuit of Gregoire, who is tired at the end of a long change, and shoots it in the Express zone. There's only 2 forwards in there right now for the Gulls. Ethan Saunier, and now down to Daniel Walters. Aaron Chipp joins them on this forward line now. Back at the point for Roberts. That's off a skate, but nobody was off to that close side of the ice open for the Gulls. Skipped over the stick of Jay and taken a hit from Murnahan. But as it crosses back over that blue line, the Gulls are dinged for an offside call. 2:52 still left to play in this period, and it was high scoring at this time. Last game is already 2-2, I believe. But when it comes to gold, you're going to play that championship brand hockey, or at least it'll be preached to you if you're on one of these two teams. The old defense wins championships saying. Let's see if that's the case here today, as Gass tried to step around foot, had a good rush there from the offensively gifted defenseman. Now coming in is Aaron Chip, who tried to step around Batchelder, but the defenseman broke through. Now in pursuit is Walters, who will hook up the forward Kelly from Eastern, and it'll be a penalty coming up here in just a moment against the Gulls as Nate Elcade touches up for the home team. And back to the power play here late in this first period. It's the Eastern Express. Off for the hook is Daniel Walters. The draw will be just to the left of Chandler Bell here. That same power play unit that started the last man advantage be out there, but don't sleep on this Gulls penalty kill either. They already started a rush up the ice with one less skater on the ice, and they've done it all tournaments. So even if you're Eastern trying to get the icebreaker here before 20 minutes are up, you gotta be looking over your shoulder. Murnahan across to Doyle with the glove save was Chandler Bell, and the face-off will come back just 19 seconds into this most recent Eastern Express power play against Daniel Walters. Ryan Doyle taking the draw for Eastern against Ethan Saunier, and Doyle wins it for the Express. Colin Proud at the blue line. We'll get it back from McLaughlin, looking for Doyle over on the close side half wall. He's pinned to the boards by Poplinski. Poplinski, a big defensive presence, an important piece for this team on the back end. As the errant pass from McLaughlin fools his teammate Colin Proud, he'll have to do a loop around the center ice circle before breaking things back in. Ryan Doyle will look to take on Poplinski, but he's immediately stripped and is poked up and out of play by the Gulls. And now Sam Fleming, a key penalty killer for this team, almost scored on the last penalty kill. Tried to go on a bit of a rush there, but was countered by a trio of Express players. Here's the slapper from Murnahan, looking low, and the rebound again came on with the fresh legs off the bench and tried to get some chaos brewing in front of that Gulls net. Murnahan looks to wind up again, shoots high, and Chandler Bell sees him the whole way through for a big save. 42 seconds left on this Express power play, which has been better than their first one. And they have exactly 1 minute left in this first period. Let's see if they can get the first goal of the hockey game here as they win another face-off, doing very good in the circle on this latest power play. Murnahan forced that in down low for Rowan Walsh, playing in that net front goal line position on the power play. Now he'll get a little bit of space to work with. Tried to work out front. He has McPhee off to the side and Hansen in front. Ethan Hansen going to the net, and Walsh was right on top of him. But Chandler Bell has been sticking with the puck like glue here early on in this game. Quite a few saves for him. That was his 11th stop of the period. 21 seconds still to go in the Eastern power play. 40.6 in the period. This one has flown by. Not a lot of scoring, but to compete couldn't be higher as Murnahan pins Poplinski along the boards. Dylan Poplinski, the defenseman, playing out the entire penalty kill for this team. A much needed penalty kill at the end of the first period. 5 seconds left. We're right at the tail end. Not before Nathan Clinton sets up Murnahan. He wants to wind up, but the pass is awkward. On the second opportunity, it hits the stick and rolls wide. McPhee, as things return to 5-on-5 action here. A successful 2-for-2 penalty kill for the Gulls here early in the game. They have enough time for maybe one more chance. 5 seconds. Gregoire's got to get up the ice quick. He'll shoot from long. Looks for Hartland off the other side, but he was caught in an awkward place and couldn't get the shot off as the buzzer goes here after 20 minutes in O'Leary. And we know we're going to have another great game ahead of us. This is a great game between those two teams yesterday, and this one's no different. Maybe a few fewer goals, but that's all right because the entertainment factor has been right there. The Gulls 0, the Eastern Express 0. Both of their fans giving them standing ovations and cheers as they head to the dressing room for a short break, but there's still lots of hockey to be played here for the gold medal at the 2023 U15 Atlantic Hockey Championships. We'll be right back. And welcome back here to O'Leary, Prince Edward Island for the second period of the gold medal game between the Gulls of Nova Scotia and the Eastern Express. With one period in the books, we're still tied at 0 here. through 20 minutes of play. The goalies are perfect. Over going into enemy territory there to your left. Clinton has stopped 7 of the Gulls' shots. On the other end, Chandler Bell has been the busiest he's been in this Atlantic Championship tournament so far. He's had to stop 11 Eastern Express shots to hold up the perfect record in net through the first part of this game, the first third of regulation. And Bell's been on fire all year long, a 14-1 record in the regular season, a 113 goals against average, 933 save percentage, all big numbers like that, a 939 save percentage at provincials. And Clinton is sticking up to the challenge too. It hasn't been his best tournament ever, but he's had a good year, 922 save percentage, 2.20 goals against average. He actually had a 967 save percentage in 5 PEI playoffs games as they are on the hunt for the first goal of this hockey game here in O'Leary. The lines are on. Rowan Walsh will center Declan McLaughlin and Jake Kelly to start off the period. Tristan Turner centering Evan Liver on one side and Jacob Hartland on the other as the puck is about to go down here to kick off the second period of the still scoreless championship game. Late resetting the clock to 20 minutes here as the puck finally goes down and it's shot right off the face-off into the Eastern Express zone. Hartland throwing a hit there early on and earns back possession for his teammate Turner, but stripped by Jake Kelly of the puck right off the bat. Now Declan McLaughlin shoots up the middle. Poplinski is back on time to defend that. Sets up ball, scores! McLaughlin to Walsh, and we have our first goal of the hockey game. Only 21 seconds into the second period, and the Eastern Express break the ice here. Rowan Walsh has been a man of clutch goals all tournament long. In the tournament opener against the Fredericton Blues, it was tied 4-4 late in the third period. Walsh on the penalty kill scored that one. Yesterday, down 2-1 to the Gulls 10 seconds after their go-ahead goal. Walsh made it 2-2 with a similarly looking breakaway goal. And now he has the first of this Atlantic Championship final here, set up beautifully by his teammate Declan McLaughlin. What a pair of tournaments for these guys, and they lead early, 1-0, the Eastern Express. The Gulls are right back down low though. Walters goes up to Logan Foote, stuck at the point there by Jake Kelly, and now McLaughlin will go in again, one-on-one on Samir Nadalcade. He falls down and is kicked aside by Chandler Bell. Gas swaps it out of the zone. He was the second man in as some of the Express players change. Gas now back down in the corner. In pursuit is Caden Safaris, helped out by his line mate Ryan Doyle. That is thrown crossways out of the end in the direction of Ethan Saunier, but he can't handle it. Saunier leaves it back into the corner, expecting his teammate to get there. He finally does. Aaron Chip close to the net, looking for Walters in front, but he was covered perfectly there by Doyle. Couldn't get it out in the first attempt with Doyle, but they do on the second. Malloy will feed Doyle, who's going up the middle between Jay and Roberts on defense. Now they're caught behind the net. Doyle looking for his teammate Ferris out front, but it slips away from him at the last second. The counterattack from Turner and the Gulls. Turner hops on his horse and pushes it in. Rebound to Chip, but he was half a second late to swatting at the loose puck. Turner up front again, kicked aside. Big save by Clinton. Clinton has been on his game here early as it's shot down by a Gulls team, or an Express team rather, under pressure, and the face-off will come all the way back 2 minutes into the second period. Rowan Walsh, 21 seconds into the frame from Declan McLaughlin, and we have our first goal. The Eastern Express leading the Gulls of Nova Scotia And that's kicked aside by Clinton. Turner is right there. Poplinski tried to throw in the rebound. It's in a it's a pile of bodies in front. It scores! Trying to see who scored that. It was Evan Liver on the backhand. And we're all tied up here very early in this second period. Looks like all the players lost it there. There was somebody lying down there in front of Zach Clinton's net, and Liver was there in the right place at the right time, and only 2 minutes after the Eastern goal, the Gulls have tied it up, and it's 1-1 here. Poplinski in pursuit, looking to keep the mojo going for the Gulls of Nova Scotia as McPhee breaks into the zone. Drop back coming in on the rush in behind was Ethan Hansen. Back the other way. Hartland leading the rush up for Liver, the goal scorer. He's had a heck of a tournament, second in points for his team this weekend. That's his third of the Atlantic Championships and his 10th point of the tournament, as it's back out of the way for Thomas McPhee wearing number 17 in the Express uniform. He'll dump it in and go for the change here in the long change period. Liver throws it up the ice there where he finds Hartland right on his tape. Out there with Walters. Walters tried to make a move around Batchelder, but a clever stick there from the Express defender. Gass makes a move around Nate Elcade there on the pinch, but loses the puck in doing so out there with Logan Foote. Samir Nadelcade has some time to move it up the ice, but doesn't hit his target. That was Saunier going up the right wall, but lost it. Dropped down by Brody Malloy. He tried to wind up, but that hit his stick and went wide. Drop back for Jackson Batchelder. His D partner, Colin Proud, on the other side. Tapped that on a one-touch over to Connor Brothers, that left winger up there. Little bit of exchange of possession in this neutral zone. No one can really secure anything as Brody Malloy throws it into the corner at the end of a shift for these Express forwards. Logan Foote will start things out to Aaron Chip. Pinched by Batchelder, and Chip will jump around him. But a heads up from Declan McLaughlin, who comes back to challenge that Star Gulls forward, the tournament MVP and top scorer. Chip almost gets it back though, but Batchelder is there in the right spot at the right time. Rowan Walsh, the most recent goal scorer in this hockey game, actually the most recent for the Express. Liver being the most recent for the Gulls. One of two goal scorers in this 1-1 game at the 15:35 point of the second period in the gold medal game. Atlantic gold on the line. Spencer Power picks up the pass, going up against Ashton Campbell, and Power is challenged again by Walsh of the Express and knocked down. Now joining that scrummage is McLaughlin. Power under immense pressure there with Quay McDonald. Caught in the feet of McDonald, is kept in by his defenseman. Power out front. Now here's some space for Gregoire. Lets a shot go. And going down to pick up his stick was Campbell, and he inadvertently at the same time. McLaughlin making things happen this period. The Express winger in place, and he is dumped in behind the net by Jordan Gregoire, the big defenseman, taking out the Express forward. The other way comes Nate Roberts. Roberts toward the net, but he had nobody home. Quay McDonald in behind the play on that line with Isaac Amaro and another one of his forwards. Power changing off as the Gulls begin a line change. Back the other way is the Express. Nathan Clinton lets it go off the inside of Ryan Doyle's stick shaft and wide out there with Brody Malloy. Malloy leaves for Clinton, back down the corner, but he hit a player in the behind. Out front to Malloy, outshot, and the top just missed. Malloy almost had the puck back one more time. Instead, Logan Foote will send that the length of the ice for an icing call against the Gulls. 14-13 here left in the second bit. We have a time once more, 10 seconds into the period. It was Rowan Walsh, and quickly followed less than 2 minutes later by Liver of the Gulls. It is now 1-1 with the face-off coming back to the left of Chandler Bell. It's a tie-up by Turner. Also in there was Carson Murnahan taking the draw. The battle of captains at the face-off dot. It comes all the way back out to center ice by the penalty boxes, and slapping that in a little ahead of time was Max McKenzie, but that will mean a face-off all the way back to the left of his goaltender, Zach Clinton. And the scores will come on for the Gulls. Chip right behind the face-off man, Daniel Walters, and it's won by the Express, but immediately taken back by the Gulls. Gregoire throws across ice. He's looking for Hartland under immense pressure there from Murnahan. Pushing into the zone there is Walters going one-on-one against the defenseman. Now coming out in front is Hartland, but that was blocked by a pair of Eastern defenders. Walters now against Clinton. He's bumped. Chip and Co moving that around the outside, couldn't really squeeze it in, and as Eastern gets the puck, they will shoot that down. At this time, we'd like to thank our sponsors again here at the 2023 U15 Atlantic Hockey Championships here in O'Leary for making this wonderful tournament possible. This tournament has flown by already, the 12th of 12 games, the last matchup here of a great weekend in O'Leary, and namely, speaking of sponsors, our title sponsor, Summerside Chrysler Dodge, thank you. Samir Nadelcade shoots it from the hash marks. The rebound came right to Evan Liver. He already has won this period. Puck up to Morrison, and he goes down. No call. Liver back the other way. He has Hartland with him. He's going to the net. Now swinging in behind. Throws it out front. He also has Tristan Turner up in the bumper position of the slot. Right in front, but tied up there was Liver. Samir Nadelcade with a shot. That is knocked aside by Clinton. Taking a big hit there. That was a big hit thrown there by Tristan Turner on Brothers. As the Gulls settle it down in their own zone. Logan Foote, sharp pass there to Turner, bounced off his skate. Now Liver carries it into the zone. Hartland, lightning speed dish crossways, but it slipped off his stick. Out there with Turner still, over to Hartland at the side of the net, and sliding way out was Zach Clinton, but nobody could put that across the goal line. The Gulls forwards will change up. That was their closest call of the period, besides for that other goal 2 shifts ago. Batchelder carries it into the zone. Will swoop in behind the Express defenseman, going in with a lot of speed there, and he'll get it back. Batchelder ran into his team, Kelly, and is intercepted by the Gulls. Right at center ice, finds Liver at the end of a long shift. Will shoot it in. Finds Sam Fleming. He's in against Pittsburgh, and Amaro was kicking right around that blue paint there, but it went through his legs and caught him unexpectedly. That puck on the clearing attempt by Jay, the back of the lines, and to off a Gulls player on that home bench with the Nova Scotia flag, and behind it, and will go play. The puck was shot closer to where the Express bench is, near the Gulls zone, so that's where the face-off will come. Ryan Doyle and Daniel Walters lining up for this one, and it's won by Doyle of the Express. Malloy tried to tip that down, but it's instead turned over to the Gulls. Aaron Chip takes a look, tries to go low on the goaltender Clinton, but is kicked off to the side. Gregoire forced back down in where Walters battles with it. Doyle's also in there. Gregoire from the point, kicked aside. Doyle with the block off a shin pad. Knocking that down is Saunier at the shoulder level, so no high stick call. Malloy goes in one-on-one against Tillam Poplinski. They collide, and now Malloy will chase after Gregoire down the other way. Chip will force the counter, throwing the pass toward the scorekeeper's bench where Walters was waiting and tries to throw a hit. But the Gulls will have to start it again down in their own zone. A vicious forecheck from the Express. Murnahan tried catch. Chandler Bell sliding the other way, but goaltender for the Gulls is ready all the way for that one. Chip kind of caught there on that left wing. Finally slipped it up to Saunier, but it was 2 for him. They'll have to try again, and some tired Gulls forwards will change up. He was on the wrong side of center there, so they come all the way back down for an icing call against the Nova Scotia champions. We're approaching the halfway point of the second period here in O'Leary. We had a goal very early in the period from Rowan Walsh of the Express. Responding soon after that was Evan Liver tying it at 1 where we stand on the scoreboard right now. And there is Walsh, speaking of the Express centerman, going with the puck there, but was fought off the puck by Spencer Power of the Gulls. Power enters on the close side. Wally scores! Spencer Power lets it go from the perimeter and fools Zach Clinton up high. And the Gulls will take their first lead of the championship game. We know how involved Spencer Power has been to this point for the Gulls. Trying for a goal all tournament long. He was pointless through the first 4 games of his tournament, but that doesn't matter now with a well-placed shot over the blocker shoulder of Zach Clinton. The Gulls now lead at the midway point of the second period. A couple of first half, second period goals for the representatives of Upper Tantallon, Nova Scotia, as Jackson Batchelder will shovel that down into the opposite corner. Samir Nadelcade of the Gulls will push it the other way for Heartland. Turner back up the same wall they came in the direction of Batchelder of the Express, down the other way. He'll have to lead in the break-in as the Express finish a shift. Off the skate of Walsh, and now to McLaughlin, who will shoot it in a little ways into the goal zone. Now the breakaway pass, Jacob Heartland. He's all alone. The shot tried to go low on Clinton, and he covers up. A big save there to follow that last goal for Zach Clinton and the Express net. And although he's allowed a couple here early in the second period, he has been wonderful for the Express, stopping 4 of 6 this period, and that was one of them. And you're always going to have to fight for those saves when you're going up against Jacob Hartley. He's just so unpredictable on the puck. Also like that is Daniel Walters. Now with the puck, looking for Saunier. Threaded the needle at the back door, but number 17 for the Gulls just couldn't handle it. He'll try again though. Throws the shot. He's blocked by Doyle, and out come the Express. The Express just don't quit. They came back a couple of times yesterday against the Gulls en route to that win, and they've done it in all the other games too. They won't go away as we enter the second half of this second period. Ferris throws it down into the zone as the Eastern Express complete a change of their forwards and defense. Brody Malloy going in one-on-one against Walters. Feeds Murnahan, and he was going for the snapper up high, but missed. The rebound to Gass, and that hit a body and bounced wide. Jay and Murnahan competing for puck possession down the corner. Swung up to Gass, way up at the Eastern Express point in front of their bench. Over on the far side, Gass now back in low to Morrison. Morrison had brothers in front, and he had a little bit of room to work with, but the puck didn't quite get to him as Chandler Bell covers up for the face-off. Off to his right here with 8:20 on the clock just moments ago. Spencer Power going upstairs on Clinton of the Express to give the Gulls their first lead of this championship game, which they are favored in despite losing to the Express yesterday. They haven't lost back-to-back games all season if you don't account for tournaments or exhibition. Regular season, playoffs, provincials, they've only lost 3 times all year, the third time being that round-robin matchup yesterday against this very same Eastern Express team. And they have to slay their demons here if they want to call themselves Atlantic champions, as there's some chaos there in the low slot area. Quay McDonald of the Gulls in the center of it, out there on that line with Amaro, and the goal scorer Spencer Power. Power will cut in and shoot up high again. Clinton was ready that time though, as he knocks it over to the corner. Connor Brothers of the Express gets it all the way out to center. He's dumped by Poplinski. A big hit from the big Gulls defenseman out there on that pairing with Jordan Gregoire. And it'll be Gregoire scooping up that puck and behind the net, left for him by goaltender Chandler Bell. Power takes it up across the blue lines and the red. Power breaking in past Walsh. He still has the puck on his stick as he was followed closely by Rowan Walsh of the Express. Logan Foote down in low as his forwards will complete a change on this cycle game here from the Gulls, and they'll work it back. Here's Heartland going for that low glove side, but Clinton didn't have to do anything there as the shot missed. They're now on the shift. Logan Foote on the deep pinch, and backing him up at his point was Tristan Turner, who also missed a puck, but he'll have to be the first man back as there is no icing on the call. Turner going all the way up. He has a few goals this tournament. He'd love another one right now with his team leading by 1. Liver across. Hartland going for Liver on the other side, but McLaughlin read that like a book and will be back up the wall, challenged by Samir Nadelcade. They run into each other, and McLaughlin, tired, will head off the ice for the Express. Logan Foote challenged there by Doyle. Doyle, a feisty two-way center for the Express, as he's shown all tournament long. Ryan Doyle lost it there for a second, but earned it back with the help of Brody Malloy. Now Turner, in a bit of a panic, will get that up the ice there for the Gulls. Evan Liver. Liver now up for Hartland. Both of them at the end of a shift, as is Turner. Liver will stay on for another second here, but will undoubtedly get some rest as well here. He scored the first of the 2 Gulls goals here in this period, as Doyle throws that sky high, and Bell will knock that even higher off the rafters here in O'Leary. 5:47 left in the second period. The Gulls up by a score of 2-1. There have been 3 goals in this back and forth second period between these provincial champions. It's tough to say who will come out on top. Thankfully, there is still a lot of hockey left on the docket here in this championship game. There's an issue down over on the other end. Looked like with Zach Clinton's net, but that won't interrupt play terribly. So face-off will come to the left of Chandler Bell in the Gulls' cage. Won by those Gulls off the boards from Poplinski, looking to throw it off the glass. Thomas McPhee cuts him off though. Back to the line for Dalton Gass, looking for that top corner. That didn't miss by much, but it was wide. Hansen throwing a hit on Chip of the Gulls there, and Daniel Walters takes it in the zone. Back to Chip, and he was tied up beautifully there by Carson Murnahan, and prevented a big Gulls chance from materializing into a goal there. Walters pokes that away from McPhee as the Express defensemen go back and forth a couple of times, but Chip will steal it, so will Walters. Walters takes it in, the toe drag, but a great stick there by the defender Gass prevents anything else from happening. On the counterattack, Batchelder's in alone. He's given a shove by Poplinski. Gregoire now has the puck. Batchelder caught there down low for the Express. He'll work his way back, and it's right on the stick once more. Ethan Saunier, his man, has the puck. Taken away once more by Gass, and that is shot up high off the glass and kept in somehow as Logan Foote picks up the puck for the Gulls. Gulls throw it in behind the net. Nadelcade up to Power. He has scored the go-ahead goal here midway through this second period, as the Nova Scotia champions lead by a score of 2-1. Declan McLaughlin takes it into the slot area, but that's off the leg of the defender Sam Fleming, and in response Saunier throws it the length of the ice for an icing call and a much needed break for this Gulls team. The Express with a couple good follow-up shifts here. That forecheck is rolling like no one's business. Lots of pressure on net there down in the Gulls zone, and as a result they'll be rewarded with a face-off in the offensive end. Ryan Doyle out there on the shift with Sam Fleming, and there's a shot from Connor Morrison in behind Doyle after that face-off win, and it's caught, so they'll do that again over in the Gulls zone of the ice. Gulls didn't lead much of last game, as after taking a couple of brief leads in the first period, Eastern kept tying it up, and then after scoring a couple times in the second period, the Express never looked back. They at one point led 5-2 in yesterday's hockey game. The Gulls worked it back to 5-4 before the end of the second period, but that's the furthest they could go. No scoring in that third frame. So the Express are one of the few teams here in all of Atlantic Canada that have a winning record against the Gulls. It might be short-lived depending on how this game turns out, but it also could live forever if the Eastern Express find their way back into this hockey game. Ashton Campbell, the defenseman, will shoot that in, as everybody on the Eastern Express will go for a change. the Gulls try to get the counterattack going quickly the other way. Power and Sam Fleming leading the charge there. Jeremy Gregoire will skate through the Canadian Leaf there at center ice. Of course, there was one Canada Games hockey game here during the most recent PEI Canada Games. Which game here? I heard a few of the players involved in today's game also played in the Canada Games for either their home provinces, PEI or Nova Scotia. I don't have the exact lineups or rosters in front of me, but it's right around that age group, U15, as the puck is thrown back into the Gulls bench, right off the draw. We're just over 3 minutes here from the end of the second period. Gulls hanging on that 2-1 lead. Their first lead of the game thanks to a goal at 10:17 from Spencer Power to put the Nova Scotia champions up front. Thomas McPhee is plastered on the boards there by Tristan Turner, but his teammates will break in. Bernahan over to Malloy, and there's a penalty coming up against the Gulls. That was a bit of a mismatch on the hit. Thomas McPhee is one of the smaller players out on the ice there, 5 foot and 100 pounds, knocked over by the much bigger Tristan Turner, the captain of that Gulls team. 6'1", so he's got a full foot of height on him, Tristan Turner, but he'll be punished for it by the referees there, and it's going to be a 4-minute call. That's what's showing on the clock right now. Looks like we have an extended Eastern Express penalty coming up. The penalty is for a kneeing against Tristan Turner. It's a double minor. So a long power play coming up here for the Eastern Express as we approach the end of the second period. So if the Express don't score on this, they'll still get a little bit of power play time heading into the third period. Bernahan winds right up in the direction of the net. Walsh was right there. Walsh already has one today. Brody Malloy in that bumper spot. Walsh down by the goal line. At the top of the circle is Nathan Clinton, and the fifth guy out there is Doyle, I believe. And it came right to Doyle and missed him as Sam Fleming is right there and slams it up and out of the zone. Some boos there as the 4-minute call on Turner was announced over the PA there. They are taking kneeing very seriously here on PEI especially. So hence the extended call, and that was a close call there for Zach Clinton. He threw it off the side of his own goal as he went out to play it. He's a puck-moving goalie. He likes to get involved in getting the puck back up the ice, especially on his team's power plays. But as mentioned earlier in the game, there are some risks that come with that. A funny bounce went off him earlier. It's front for Malloy, and that is up and over the net on a deflection. The face-off will stay inside. 1 minute has elapsed in this 4-minute Tristan Turner penalty against the Gulls. 1:35 left in the second period. Eastern trying to tie this one. They are a comeback team. They've had to do that all tournament long. They did it on the way to their win against the Gulls yesterday. They'll have to find some more magic here if they want a shot at gold. Moved over to the wall where Colin Proud and Logan Foote competed for the puck, and that clash of sticks forced the rubber up and over the netting and out of play. But the face-off, I think, will stay inside. Referees are actually talking about here who touched that puck last. The competitors right around the same time swatted at it, and it'll come outside after a second look at things there from the 4 officials on the ice. Still 1:26 to play here. McPhee out there on that draw. Taking the draw was Ashton Campbell. He's played most of it today at defense, but he'll move on up front as his team goes on the power plays. Out there on the unit with McLaughlin, Batchelder, McPhee, and on the far side, Colin Proud, the defenseman, and that's kicked up ahead for Chip. Aaron Chip's got speed, short-handed the shot. Oh, what a save by Zach Clinton. And back the other way immediately is McPhee. Here comes McLaughlin. 2-on-2, he'll hit the brakes just inside the line. A big save late in the period from Zach Clinton, the goaltender on the tournament MVP. Batchelder at the top of the slot. That's kicked soccer style to the corner by Gregoire. Setting up Chip. 1-on-1 on Jackson Batchelder. Walters is coming in on the trailer too. These two forwards on The Gulls kill. 35 seconds left in the period. A minute 54 here in this double minor penalty against Tristan Turner. Rowan Walsh going in one-on-one, looking for McLaughlin out front. Will instead leave it for Nathan Clinton at the top of the circle. Top of the umbrella is McLaughlin. He scores! Declan McLaughlin lands it home on the tip. It may have been deflected by Walsh. They'll talk about it, but the fact is it's tied up at 2. And they got a little... That was a great last couple of shifts for the Express, I'd say, in terms of getting the bounces the right way. Got bailed out by their goalie there, Zach Clinton, denying Aaron Chip of a surefire 3-1 goal in many other circumstances. But the Express will work the other way, and thanks to Declan McLaughlin, he has scored again. He has been finding the back of the net like nobody's business here in these Atlantics. That's his 5th of the tournament, leading all Eastern Express players. And in the final 30 seconds of the period, McLaughlin will tie it at 2. And after 40, we are tied here in the Atlantic gold medal game. A power play goal for the Express to tie it up late. The Gulls 2, the Express 2. Still 20 more minutes or even more of hockey here to come in less than 15 minutes here in O'Leary, as we are about to see who will be crowned Atlantic champion. We will be right back.
For a 2-period total of 16.
You're doing a good job on the broadcast. Thanks so much. We're having a lot of fun. We had a couple more cameras get some different angles. People watching it all across the country. Oh, perfect.
and welcome back here to O'Leary. It is the third period of this gold medal game between the Eastern Express taking the ice now and the Gulls of Nova Scotia. It's tied up at 2, but in essence it is a brand new hockey game here. A late goal in the period from Declan McLaughlin of the Express, and we will have 20 minutes to potentially decide it all here at the O'Leary Cavendish Farms Arena. It was a close one yesterday with lots of goals, and after a scoreless first period, we had 4 of them in the middle frame to equal this one up at 2. It began 21 seconds into that second period. Rowan Walsh of Eastern scoring that ice-breaking goal. A couple minutes after that, Evan Liver of the Gulls tied it up at 1. Around the midway point of the period, Spencer Power got a lucky shot to go to make it 2-1 Gulls. And after Tristan Turner of the Gulls took a 4-minute kneeing penalty, McLaughlin struck on the power play. 18 seconds left in that period to move the score to where it is now, as the teams will go at it again. This has been the matchup of the tournament leading into this game. They played a heck of a round robin meet yesterday where Eastern won 5-4, and now it's a brand new game here in the third period as the Gulls come down with it right off the face-off. Tristan Turner wearing number 10 right out of that box after serving that penalty and subsequently getting scored on by the Express here in the period. Now down to Evan Liver, as mentioned, one of those 2 goal scorers for the Gulls, out on the line with Turner and Jacob Hartland to start the period. Back to the line for Dylan Poplinski, the defenseman, and that's kicked aside. The rebound, Turner with a couple of chances there for the Gulls, and back down the other way comes the other goal scorer for Eastern, McLaughlin. Tristan Turner going in one-on-one, challenge there closely by the Eastern Express's Max McKenzie. McKenzie will come in with the puck, going up against Logan Foote of the Gulls, and almost dropping it there was Chandler Bell, but he hangs on just fine as we are 1 minute into this period here, and the face-off will be off to the goaltender's right. Ryan Doyle taking this face-off against Daniel Walters of the Gulls. Down just to the left of your screen to the close side. The clock ran a few seconds over there after that save, almost 10 seconds after Chandler Bell covered up. So the referee is going to correct that error behind the play. It'll be reset to 19:04 here. So 8 seconds is lost because of that error, but they have all been restored as the Gulls initially won the face-off, but bounced over to Doyle of the Express, who threw a knuckle puck in the direction of Bell, but he'll pad it over to the corner. Now it's a 2-on-2 battle, won by Brody Malloy of Eastern for a moment, but brought back the other way by Sony. Now Aaron Chip works in. Chip has had a couple looks this game, including a breakaway in the second period, but so far Clinton has had his number. Now working back is Ryan Doyle. He comes across the red line. Now the blue in on the close side. It's a pad save there as a couple of Gulls ran into one another as Doyle barreled through. Batchelder with a high shot and right into the glove of Bell, who slid over with ease to snag that one out of the air for a save. Potentially the last period of Atlantic Hockey Championships action here, depending on whether this game goes to overtime or not, which will be continuous overtime if that were the case. Still a long ways away from that though, but it has been a wonderful weekend being back here in O'Leary. I myself played a couple seasons of hockey here. Not quite at the level of these players. I was never near that good. But it's been a pleasure growing up so close to this community and helping bring the tournament to you this weekend alongside my colleagues Jesse and Scott here at Universum Media all weekend long. It's been great, and we couldn't really be treated to a better extra to the tournament than this matchup between the Gulls and the Eastern Express, who must just hate each other by now. And it's tied at 2. Somebody will have to score here at some point between these two teams as Thomas McPhee starts back out up the ice for the Express. He's shaken up by that hit by Turner there late in the second period that led to the Turner penalty. Aaron Chip going in 2-on-1, looking for Walters over the other side. Some great defending there in behind the play by the Express. Donovan J lets a high shot go from the blue line. Roberts puts it back into the corner. Walters pinned by Batchilder. Now Murnahan will pin another goal against the boards. It was Chip, and Chip will squeeze out of there with possession. Over to Jay at the point, covered by McPhee. That's off the stick of gas in behind, caught on the back of the netting. No whistle yet as they still go for it as it rolled up and off onto the ice surface once more. Thomas McPhee one-on-one against Jay, who tried to rub him off the puck, which he did. Gas is right there and behind him, though, as it's chucked back into the corner, and the Eastern Express will complete a change. Just over 3 minutes into the period here, still a 2-2 hockey game. Somebody is looking for the go-ahead goal here at some point or another in this third period, or maybe afterwards in overtime if needed. Ryan Doyle grabs it at the red line. Skating in from way out wide into the breadbasket of the goaltender Chandler Bell for a save just off to the left of your screen there, and a face-off to the goaltenders right on the Gulls end of the ice. Thompson and Doyle now at the face-off, won by the Gulls and Turner. Gregoire over to Poplinski. Up top and over, off a high stick, but that's waved off as Turner picked up the puck on the other side. From the tight angle, he has a few goals this tournament, 5 to be exact, one of the team's leading scorers. Pushing for another one there and coming close before the save from Clinton. Turner, a good puck battle with brothers of the Express. And the Express's Nathan Clinton will put it up off the boards. All the way down the ice at the end of an Eastern change for an icing call. It'll come back the other way into Zach Clinton, the Eastern's goalie, his end of the ice. 15:51 now on the clock. Rowan Walsh, he has a goal today, going up at the face-off against Daniel Walters. He missed both round-robin games yesterday for the Gulls. He was out sick, but he's played 2 so far and has made the most of his time centering this line for the Gulls. So far this tournament, Walters has 2 goals and 4 assists as right to the net came that puck squirted loose out to Jake Kelly, but he swung at it and missed. Walters starts on out, intended for Aaron Chip, but great hand-eye there from Declan McLaughlin, knock it down. He swung it again with a little less luck that time. Puck almost came out to Jacob Hartland. Coming right in behind in support is Logan Foote, the defenseman. Batchalder starts out the other way, but it's picked off by Chip, only for a second though. He followed up his errant pass and knocked it back out again to Walsh. Walsh looking to spring McLaughlin up the ice, but it's sticked away by Samir Nadelcade. Now Walsh seals it back from him. The shot, it beat Bell, but rolled wide. The rebound is gloved by Chandler Bell, who got back into position after that. Walsh has found ways to sneak it through. The best of the best between the pipes here this weekend. He has that secretive magic scoring touch that we've seen from the Express Center all season long. He scored at a goal per game pace this year in the regular season, 25 goals in 21 games. He missed some time there for Eastern at that point in the season. He scored once as well in 6 playoff games during the PEI playoffs as the Gulls send it in. Zach Clinton way in behind his net, threw it around. Gregoire looking to get that point close to see if he had a shot at putting it past a scrambling Clinton going back into his crease, but he was left to just throw it back in and let his forechecking do the work. Safaris takes a bump from Gregoire, but it will go down the ice again for another icing call against the Eastern Express. Some good consistent pressure here from the Gulls forecheck to kick off this third period. As mentioned, they are yet to lose back-to-back games this year in the regular season, playoffs, or provincials. They've only lost 3 times, that third time coming at the hands of Eastern less than 24 hours ago in the final round robin game here. Now in the gold, they're trying to make that all but a distant memory and get that go-ahead marker here in the third period. Tristan Turner going up against Carson Murnahan, in the battle of the captains. The Express are up with it, and it is Murnahan taking that puck in. He's along there with Ethan Hansen trailing him behind. Thomas McPhee tries to stick handle around a couple of Gulls. He lost it, but will get it back, shooting it over the head of his teammate Hansen, and they'll go on the chase here. Logan Foote shoots it around for Nate LK, who relays it up further to Liver. Evan Liver went for Heartland, but a good neutral zone trap will hold off the Gulls for a moment. And now onto the tape here, Brody Malloy looking to go low blocker on Bell, but he makes the save at 13:25. For one final time here this tournament, we want to thank our sponsors here making this 2023 U15 AAA Atlantic Hockey Championship possible. Namely, our broadcast sponsor here, Summerside Chrysler Dodge. Has been supporting minor sports here for years in not only across PEI but in the West Prince area, including some recent Atlantic Championship tournaments. So thank you, Summerside Chrysler Dodge. Dalton Gass has the puck on that pairing with Jackson Batchelder for the Express. They've been rock solid, but they give it away there. Puck comes over to Walters, going upstairs, but missed the crossbar by mere inches on Zach Clinton's net. Saunier throws that in back low with Walters down the chip, doing the little number 4 give and go there, but he lost the puck on the return. Now shot his way. Walters had to jump out of the way of that bullet from the point. Walters going in one-on-one. Gass is not going to quit. Saunier has to come in to help. Walters shimmy shakes off a couple of Express defenders. Now thrown on net, and there's the tip there. Great positioning by Chip, who almost got rewarded for that, but it came back to the point for Gregoire after the shot went wide. Malloy had a chance to clear, but now Poplinski will throw it in the direction of the Express goal. This has been a vicious shift for the Gulls, and they get another shot there. Chip had a look, but it's off a leg. Walters on a wraparound and potentially saving a goal there was Batchelder. A great defensive play by the assistant captain for the Express. Now he'll take the puck and throws it out of harm's way. Malloy and Saunier battle for it, but it's held in at the line by Poplinski. The second attempt, though, has gone out by Malloy, and this exhausted Eastern team will get off the ice after a siege from those top Gulls forwards, and they aren't done yet. Coming back the other way, the icing was waved off, so the Gulls have to do it themselves, getting back down the ice. Quay McDonald in pursuit of the defenseman there from Eastern. That's Max McKenzie wearing number 19 in the blue sweater. McKenzie has it again and makes a bit of a step around Power, and he gains the red line and gets off for a shift. Now the Express will try to get something going way down at the other end. Playing that check is Kelly. They've sneakily stolen a lot of pucks right around that area, especially this line of Walsh and McLaughlin. McLaughlin forces a turnover after Walsh forced one, but it's worked up the ice to the center ice dot for Fleming. Fleming curls off to the right and tries to get the shot through Proud, but that fails and rolls wide. Walsh works it up to his winger McLaughlin, but it's kept in by the defenseman there from the Gulls, Nate Roberts. Up the wall and flicked on over the head of Donovan Jay, where McLaughlin will come against it. And he's held tied up there by Roberts. They ran into each other and got a bit tied up, but no calls or violations against anybody there. Now hopping into the play is Ryan Doyle, that centerman for the Express. A two-way gem, a big part of Eastern's run to the Atlantic final here. Starting out, Nathan Clinton starting out that rush over to Caden Safaris wearing number 14 on the close side wing for Eastern. Now up the wall by one of the Express defenders, but now Tristan Turner will buy some time swooping around the net at the 10-minute mark exactly of this third period. We're still tied at 2. There were 4 goals all together in the second period, one very early on, one very late in that middle frame, but it's still tied 2 as Tristan Turner will try to change that, and he takes a huge hit in the corner by the smaller Caden Seferis, but he will get that puck over to Brody Malloy, his teammate on the other side, as him and Samir Nadelcade collide, forcing Malloy off the puck. Logan Foote, some clever board work there with the puck. Now gets it to Jacob Hartland. He's going to go in one-on-one on Dalton Gass. The shot is kicked away down low by Clinton. A tricky rebound intended wrister from Hartland the other side. Hartland almost gets the puck back there, but will be on the chase against Dalton Gass. Ethan Hansen looked to swing that around the yellow part of the boards, and going for a run there was Walters, but he missed. The puck stayed in though for the Gulls. Him and Batchelder in a dogfight for possession of the puck there. That's been what a lot of the battles have been like all third period long, and it's a high hit there from Walters. No call there as Batchelder went down. Been a little frustrated. Something that shift, it seemed, for number 9 in the white uniform. Now back the other way. Turner coming right off the bench after just a short rest for the Gulls captain. They need him out here more than anything as the Atlantic Championship is on the line here in O'Leary. Still a tie game. Batchelder for the Express going way down away from his net that time. The vacant point, he left no one there, and the puck will come out. Here comes Aaron Chip. A foot race with Dalton Gass. Gass shoves him off the puck, but Chip hangs onto it. Keeping possession for the Gulls only for half a second as McLaughlin gets across the line over to Walsh, and icing is waved off. Walsh is hit by Jay, taking the puck back for the Gulls and working back the other way. 8 minutes left in regulation time. This gold medal game is tied at 2. Will we get overtime? Maybe. It's looking more and more like that as these teams are in a deadlock. Dead even here, although the Gulls have controlled most of the period in the shot totals. Eastern is actually outshooting the Nova Scotia representatives in the third 8-5, and so far 29-21. The Express has been right with them. They are giving the Gulls a run for their money here this afternoon. They beat them once yesterday afternoon, but Eastern looking to do that once again for the final time and for that Atlantic gold, as the referee came all the way over to the end boards there to draw the winning 50-50 number. But play will resume now. Up for Spencer Power. He has the latest Gulls goal way back in the middle of the second period, but he's stripped of that puck by Kane Seferis of the Express. Ryan Doyle in a battle there with Brody Malloy, his teammate, in a 2-on-2 there briefly, but Logan Foote will break that puck up and out of the zone on the tape of Amaro, but he's cut off by the centerman Doyle of Eastern. Seferis finishes that check on Amaro. Getting it started up the other way is Colin Proud. A couple of Gulls forecheckers not making it easy for that defense. And the same can be said on the other side of the ice. Doyle and co making life terrible for those Gulls defensemen all afternoon. Swung up the ice where Connor Morrison was jumping off the bench. Him and brothers are playing on a unit with Rowan Walsh, the centerman, this time around. But they'll have to avert to the defensive as they'll have a big face-off here in their own zone with just 6 minutes and 42 seconds left in the third period. Still no goals in this period. These teams can score a lot, but they can also lock things down on defense. We've seen that a couple times. A scoreless first period, a scoreless third period yesterday. Anything can truly happen between these two teams as Connor Brothers lost the puck to a Gulls attacker there in the neutral zone. Aaron Chip looking to get some play opened up here, looking for Daniel Walters way over on the other side. Stolen by Gass, the Express defenseman, now back up the other way. Getting a little shielding by Brothers. That winger roaring up the right side, far wing there. And that's intercepted by Chip. Chip took the puck from Batchelder, looking for Jacob Hartland, trailing him behind the play, but that hit his blade funny and bounced off to the side out of harm's way. It's not quite out of the danger zone yet for Eastern, as Walters will step back in, looking to shimmy shake Gas a little bit, and Gas finishes that hit, comes back to Walters. Aaron Chip is down low, and still with Heartland, that top line for the Gulls causing havoc here late in the third period. Now Chip has a little bit of space, tried to step around McPhee, but the feisty forward from Eastern, who's been playing as a call-up this tournament, has been a fixture in their run to the Atlantic Championship game here all weekend long. Batchelder gains the center ice dot and throws it directly on net for Chandler Bell as all of the Express defensemen change. Coming back the other way for the Gulls, Evan Liver will throw it from the perimeter into the glove of Zach Clinton, who will cover up and up for the face-off just to his right here at 5:08 into the waning moments of this third period. Still tied at 2 apiece. That late goal from Declan McLaughlin, 18 seconds remaining in the second period, is where things are at right now, with still a 2-2 score in this U15 AAA Atlantic Championship game here in O'Leary. Tristan Turner picks up the puck and behind the net. Can't find anyone out front except for McLaughlin, that latest goal scorer here in the gold medal game. Dylan Poplinski starts to break out the other way, hits Evan Liver clean on the tape. Liver on the one-on-one, goes down in the corner and letting go the shot on the rebound was Saunier, and he was stopped by Clinton. Turner now finding some space into the slot. Powers that 6'1" frame all the way through, but couldn't get the shot through, as some good stick work from the Express prevented anything else from happening in that dangerous slot zone, as Liger tried to force it up for Turner, but he missed it. McLaughlin going in one-on-one against Poplinski. He was tired at the end of the shift, and he'll go off for a change. Saunier at the end of his own shift for the Gulls will head all the way back across, but now coming on the ice is Walters. He's been playing a lot this period. He's right back out there with Aaron Chip, accompanied by Heartland. This line has been together on and off all game, but they've played a few consecutive shifts together here now for the Gulls. Up the ice for Brody Malloy onto the tape, but Doyle, also the third man there, was Caden Safaris, but the pass from in behind goes offside against Eastern Express with 3:45 on the clock in this tie game in the gold medal. Brian Doyle, Daniel Walters at the face-off. We are getting into next goal wins territory here, which could be a golden goal depending on when this is scored. Batchelder pinning up Turner up along the side of the boards. In close pursuit, Jacob Heartland now on the counter for the Express. Malloy drops it for Ashton Campbell. Campbell is back playing forward. He's played most of this game on the blue line for the Express, but he'll center this line between Brody Malloy and Ryan Doyle. Actually, will play on the wing of Doyle, but that line will go off for a change anyway, as we're getting some short shifts here from both teams, trying to keep all those legs fresh of both their stars and those defensemen who are looking to hold off the other side just as long as their team can find a way to get a goal first. It is really a gridlock, if anything, in this tie game, and it has been so defensively tight all period. Not a ton of grade A scoring chances either, nothing like the second period. As the puck goes up off the rafters here, I'm sure some of the players are getting sick of the low ceiling here in O'Leary. They only have to deal with this for either another 3 minutes and 9 seconds or however long overtime action will take them. Drop back to Chip, and that is off a body and wide. A dangerous chance, and you don't want to give Aaron Chip that time and space at this point of such a crucial game like this. Daniel Walters has the puck, but is rubbed off it by Batchelder, the Express defender. Jackson Batchelder will take it himself. He likes going for skates, but will leave it for Thomas McPhee. Back to Batchelder on the rush, cuts in, denied. Big save by Chandler Bell, who gives the defenseman nothing to work with. The best chance of the period, I'd say, for the Eastern Express. The Gulls quickly trying to counter. Instead, Dalton Gass will walk in. Goes up against Jordan Gregoire, and Gregoire will come out with the puck. Slapped at by Declan McLaughlin, but Heartland will emerge with possession, looking for Aaron Chip, but he was coming off the end of a shift. So some of the Gulls forwards change up for probably a quick shift here with just over 2 minutes remaining in regulation time here. If they were to go to overtime, it will be 4-on-4 and a 5-minute period, I believe, of 4-on-4 action until they go to a flood. And depending on how deep in the overtime they go, there is a 3v3 portion. We'll know more about the exact rules there if they do indeed go that deep into the hockey game, as Samir Nadelcade shoots that up and out of play. 107 seconds. That is all that's left here on the scoreboard in this final. So here are the overtime rules for the gold medal game. It would be a 5-minute 4v4 period. Just 2 minutes after the expiry of the third period if needed. Murnahan walks in from the dot. Big block there by Samir Nadelcade down on the ice. Now McPhee walks in, lets it go just past the glove hand of Chandler Bell. Some light pressure here from Dalton Gass and the Eastern Express, but Bell finds it. As for the overtime, if needed, 4v4 for 5 minutes. The same ends as before. There will be a flood and an intermission there if there is no goals in that 5-minute period, after which there would be a second overtime of 20 minutes at 3-on-3, and if there is no goals in that second long overtime, then the shootout would apply, which is still way down the line here as they're pushing for a next goal here, a potential late golden goal. A couple of good shifts here from the Eastern Express, led by that McPhee-Doyle-Murnahan line out there now. Hartland works it back out the other way for Aaron Chip. Chip one-on-one and Batchelder from the tight angle, but shoved off the puck. We are down to the final minute of play here in the third period as Dylan Poplinski throws that in back down low. That hits a group of bodies there as Eastern Express were changing at their bench. Over to Gregoire. Jacob Hartland out front. Chip with the puck and it caught in his feet. Jackson Batchelder slaps that out of danger. Him and Gass have gotten a lot of ice time late in this third period, and they have been living up to things so far. Rowan Walsh, he's been clutch with some big goals at some big moments, and he's out there with 25 seconds left in the period. Now back the other way. Batchelder looking for Brody Malloy. Malloy had that winning goal yesterday against the Gulls. And Declan McLaughlin over on the other side. D-to-D pass here to Gass at the tail end of the period. He almost lost it. That could have been disastrous. But Malloy almost sprung McLaughlin. However, it'll be too little too late, as here in the gold medal final of this Atlantic Championship, it is tied at 2 after regulation, and we are going to overtime to decide the winner of the entire Atlantic region. It'll be a 2-minute break as shown up on the clock. Both teams will get a second to talk to one another about how they'll handle this.
Sudden death period of 4-on-4 hockey.
Here in the gold medal game, the rules are different. Before, it was just a 5-minute 4-on-4 overtime period. That'll be the same for the first 5 minutes of overtime here. If no one comes out with the goal, then the Zamboni will take the ice and the teams will get a break. And if that is the case, then the second overtime period, as mentioned, would be a 20-minute sudden death 3-on-3 period. And that would be very fast, very quick, very entertaining. I bet by that point someone would have scored a goal, but if not, and they finish those 20 minutes without a winning goal here in the gold medal game, then the gold medal would then be decided by a shootout, which is consistent with 3 shooters per side for the winner. But until then, we have some overtime hockey to play. The cowbells are ringing here on both bleachers. We got some of the home fans here. The Eastern Express, they got the train horn there, that logo there of the Express that looks exactly just like that, the train.
12 for the Express for a 3-period total of 33.
After 3 periods of play, it's still tied at 2. The Eastern Express have 33 shots. The Gulls with 21, all those goals coming in the second period. The first goal came off the stick of Rowan Walsh, 21 seconds into the middle frame. He'll be taking the face-off here. Evan Liver took the other, or scored a couple minutes after that, early in the second period to tie at 1. Spencer Power gave the Gulls a brief lead for the second half of that second period. But before the period was out, Declan McLaughlin scored. As walking is Jeremy Gregoire. Jordan Gregoire actually with a great shot there, was deflected up and out of play. As I was saying, Declan McLaughlin with the latest goal here for these teams. He's on the ice now. Scored with 18 seconds left in the second period to tie the game up for the Eastern Express. It'll be a face-off down and low. Daniel Walters, Rowan Walsh. To the left of the Express goaltender, Zach Clinton, who has been excellent this afternoon, stopping 19 of 21 against this offensively potent Gulls team, held to just 2. They have not scored fewer than 4 goals all tournament up until now, which there will be only 3 at most, unless, of course, the Express score and win 3-2 themselves. Gas crossways for Declan McLaughlin, who just failed on that shot, thrown back in the direction of Chandler Bell in the Gulls net. Now the counterattack the other way for Chip. Now for Walters, going in one-on-one. Walters will cut around. He has a look, and it's a big save there. In perfect position was Zach Clinton, stopping that very dangerous scorer, Daniel Walters, from ending the game here early in the 5-minute overtime period. We're at 4:05 now, but you got to look out for players like Walters. He had 30 goals in 29 games of play this year in the regular season. He's been all over the place and had added an extra 4 in the 6th Nova Scotia provincial tournament. Mackenzie for the Express out here in overtime with his D partner Nathan Clinton. 2 forwards, 2 Ds on each side as Carson Murnahan led it in the other way out there on a shift with his centerman Ryan Doyle. But it's turned over to Logan Foote of the Gulls. Foote cutting in against the Express, had Jacob Hartland with him, but was knocked off the puck. It's been back and forth as Doyle gets around one player, but is immediately countered by Tristan Turner, the captain, forcing that out of harm's way there. Carson Murnahan way back at the point for the Express. Crossways, a shot from Gass, and he's pushed off the puck. Nate Elcade, turn over to Gass, on man rush, and it's blocked away. Big save there in overtime by Chandler Bell. They keep it in the zone, but only for a second, as Turner with the good stick forces that out, and he breaks up the outlet pass by Batchelor as well. He'll go in 1-on-2. He waits for a teammate to join him off the change. Here comes Aaron Chip. That's blocked. Rebound. That Turner rolled off his stick. The bouncing puck he could not handle, and the Gulls opt to take it on out as the rest of them finish up a change. 1-on-1. Here comes Chip. Psychs out a defender up front. He scores! Aaron Chip for the gold medal for the Gulls, bringing the trophy to Nova Scotia. And in overtime, Aaron Chip, the tournament MVP, the leading scorer, the scorer of 50 goals, scores the biggest of his life here in O'Leary. The Gulls of Upper Tantallon are the Atlantic champions. And as I mentioned at the end of that third period, you don't want to give a player like Aaron Chip, such a dangerous, threatening offensive talent, that much room. And as he went in on the 1-on-1, a lot of people in the building, I bet, felt that this game was close to over. And at the 2:43 mark of the first overtime here in the championship game, Aaron Chip wins the ship for the Gulls from just outside Halifax, Nova Scotia. They will finish the season with an unbelievable record of exactly which I am unsure of, but I know they have just lost 3 times in their regular season, playoffs, provincials, or now Atlantics. They dropped won less than 24 hours ago to the Eastern Express in what was a heck of a game. And this one was right up to the task too, as the Gulls will bring home a nice, beautiful trophy as the U15 Atlantic champions for 2023. Chandler Bell holding that Nova Scotia flag. And a lot of eyes on this Gulls team too. A few scouts I saw from Q teams kicking around, making the trip up to O'Leary this morning to get their eyes on somebody like Aaron Chip. Chip held off the board here all game so far, but that star player for this team out of Upper Tantallon, Nova Scotia, playing from the St. Margaret Centre, saves the best for last. Aaron Chip had 43 goals in 31 games in the regular season as the teams line up for handshakes. The final one here of this tournament, they've shaken hands after each and every game, and they'll go through one last time. Aaron Chip, just unbelievable stuff. You could talk all day about this guy. 43 goals and 84 points in just 31 games in the regular season, scoring at a 2.5 point per game pace. What might be even more impressive is he's only taken 4 penalty minutes all season long. In the provincials, Chip with 11 points in 6 games, including 7 goals. And that was just his 7th of this very tournament here, the Atlantic Championship. He'll wrap up already with the top scorer award. He has potted 7 goals and adding 8 assists on top of that for 15 points, which is 6 more rather than the next closest player, his teammate Evan Liver. As we get set for the medal presentations here in O'Leary as the Gulls celebrate their championship.
First for the Express, number 15, Declan McLaughlin.
Declan McLaughlin getting player of the game honors there. A great tournament for him wraps up, scoring 5 goals for his team, including 1 today to tie it.
This guy stopped a lot of rubber today. Number 1, Chandler Bell.
And well-deserved credit to Chandler Bell to cap off an unbelievable season for this goalie. He's only lost twice all season. Insane save percentage numbers, .939 in the Nova Scotia Provincials, .933 in the regular season, and it's right up there again at the Atlantic Championships.
One more time, before we give out these medals and awards, let's give it up for both these teams again. We would now like to present the silver medals to the runners-up from PEI, the Eastern Express. Presenting these medals is from Hockey PEI, Sandra Jameson. Number 3, Luke Cusack. Nice to see you, Luke. Number 4, Dalton Gaps. Number 5, Jackson Batchild. Number 6, Colin Proud. Number 7, Nathan Clinton. Number 8, Ethan Hansen. Number 9, Jake Kelly. Number 10, Connor Brothers. Number 11, Brody Malloy. Number 12, Rowan Walsh. Number 14, Caden Zafara. Number 15, Declan LeBlanco. Number 16, Ashton Campbell. Number 17, Thomas McPhee. Number 18, Carson Murnau. Number 19, Max McKenzie. Number 21, Ryan Doyle. Number 43, Connor Morrison. Number 31, Zachary Clinton. And number 35, Jason McPherson. Coaches, Will Caferis. Chris Hedifine. Noah Label. And Cody McPhee. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for the Eastern Express.
Eastern falls just short here in the gold medal game of the Atlantic Championships, but they have a lot to be proud of. They're one of the few teams to beat the Gulls this year yesterday, and also coming out of this with their best Atlantics finish ever. They have 2 bronze in past tournaments, including last year's in Quispamsis, New Brunswick. They are quickly turning into one of the most feared U15 AAA teams in Atlantic Canada, and they earned every bit of the result they got this weekend in O'Larry, as now the champions will get their gold medals and prepare to bring them back to Nova Scotia from the Gulls.
Number 5, Samir Nate L.K. Number 6, Sam Fleming. Number 7, Logan Fort. Number 8, Spencer Powell. Number 9, Daniel Walters. Number 10, Tristan Turner. Number 11, Isaac Emerald. Number 12, Aaron Chip. Number 14, Dylan Poplinski. Number 15, Donovan J. Number 16, Jacob Hartland. Number 17, Ethan Sonia. Number 18, Guillen McDonald. Number 19, Ewan McDonald. Number 20, Evan Liver. Number 21, Jordan Gregory. Number 1, Chandler Bell. And number 31, Cale Campbell. Head coach, Robert Barrett. Assistant coach, Bradley Shaw. Assistant coach, Cody Grant. Trainer, Amanda Monk. Music Mail was called upon.
And there's the Gulls with their gold medal, one of the things they've been playing for all week. And here's the other, the championship trophy here at the U15 Atlantic Hockey Championships, as the captain, Tristan Turner, and a few others head up there for a photo op. And then the big raise for the Gulls. 6 of the players out there with Daniel Walters fighting through the sick games with a Nova Scotia flag on his back as well. Going up to get the trophy with his teammates.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 U15.
And it's a moment they've all been waiting for as the cup is up in O'Leary. The Gulls are flying high as the Atlantic U15 hockey champions here in O'Leary. There was never really that many doubts, and things went pretty swimmingly for them up until Saturday on their path to gold, not only with Walter's illness, but that challenge put up by the wonderful effort of the Eastern Express over on the other side, who have, again, a lot to be proud of here this week. But they run into a juggernaut team made up of the stars Aaron Chip, Jacob Hartland, Tristan Turner, Logan Foote, Chandler Bell and net, and just many, many, many others to name from the Nova Scotia champions, who can now officially call themselves the best U15 men's hockey team in Atlantic Canada. The Gulls of Upper Tantallon, Nova Scotia are the Atlantic champions here in O'Leary. And thank you for hanging around for a stupendous finish to this great Atlantic Hockey Championship tournament here in beautiful West Prince Edward Island all weekend long, to witness the Gulls take home the banner and many, many other things in a great weekend of hockey. So that wraps it up for us here at Universal Media here on the stream. For my colleagues Jesse, Scott, and many others here, my name is Luke Diamond. Thanks so much for following along with us all weekend long and witnessing some of hockey's bright stars of tomorrow shine here on Prince Edward Island. Thanks again. Congratulations to all the teams on a fantastic weekend. No matter where you finished in the standings, you all did great. And thanks so much again. And so long for now from O'Leary, Prince Edward Island. Good afternoon.